Alright everyone, welcome back to Crypto News and Pop Culture Reviews. The crypto market's in kind of a slump and I want to talk about another movie. Today we're going to talk about one of my all-time favorite underrated films. Now, not my favorite films, but I believe there's a good category of films out there that are underrated, that they kind of flew under the radar. And this is one of them. Is it a horror movie? Is it a thriller? Is it aliens? Is it drugs? The only thing for certain is it's Bugs. That's right, Bug. Bug is a fantastic movie and I want to talk about it today. This movie kind of came and went and it was gone. I don't see many people talk about it and they really should. It's creepy, it's intense, it literally gets under your skin. Directed by William Friedkin, whose filmography is top-notch to say the least. His directorial credits include The French Connection, The Exorcist, and also the underrated Killer Joe. When this movie came out in 2006, Michael Shannon was a relatively unknown actor, and he's just fantastic in his role as Peter Evans, a lonely drifter who's ex-military, and he's got a few issues, and they'll come to light before the end of the film. Bug is derived from a theatrical production of the same name that was originally performed in 1996, and Michael Shannon portrayed Peter, the main character, on stage, so he is very familiar with the subject matter. Ashley Judd, lovely as always, plays an abused bartender in rural Oklahoma. Her character Agnes enjoys drinking, drugs, binging. She has a close relationship with R.C., played by Lynn Collins. And oh yeah, she has a crazy ex, played perfectly by Harry Connick Jr. The strength of this movie lies in its cast, who own their roles. They make the whole movie, the whole situation they're in, everything's believable, gritty, and it's just downright disturbing. Speaking of gritty and disturbing, the set design was done by Franco Giacomo Carbone, who also designed the disturbing sets of The Hostel World, which was released 1 year prior to this, and this is limited storytelling at its finest. Nearly the whole film takes place within one seedy roadside hotel room populated by just Judd and Shannon. So spoilers ahead, let's break down Bug. Ashley Judd's character, Agnes, has been receiving disturbing hang-up phone calls, and she believes they're coming from her ex, Jerry, aka Mr. Christmas Harry Connick Jr., who's fresh out of prison. Look at that baby face there. He's the bad guy? Yeah, he is the bad guy, and he's awesome. We learn through exposition that their son disappeared some years earlier. One night, Agnes's friend R.C. introduces Agnes and Peter. They share a connection and loneliness and begin to bond. Peter seems to have delusions, although they're very subtle at first. He mentions to Agnes that the calls were probably from the government as they're tracking him. He is pretty batshit crazy, and Michael Shannon is perfect for this role. I can't stress that enough. The two eventually end up in bed, and post-coitus, Peter really starts to get nutty. He starts to see bugs on the bed. When he shows them to Agnes, she can't see him. He just holds up his hands and says, "See, right there, bugs!" Slowly he convinces poor Agnes that there are in fact bugs, and they must have been sent by the government. He becomes so emphatic that he procures a microscope and begins to burn the bugs that we, the viewer, cannot see. Agnes starts to become delusional as well, and they start to bug-proof the room. They hang fly paper all over the ceiling and start in with the tinfoil. Before long, Peter is convinced that a colony of bugs have been planted in his tooth, and we are treated to one of the hardest scenes to watch that I can recall. He grabs a pair of pliers, and yep, this happens. He plays dentist on himself. Things continue to spiral out of control until Dr. Sweet arrives and explains to Agnes that Peter has escaped a mental institution and suffers delusions. Well, he's certainly suffering from something. Unfortunately, groupthink has taken over Agnes, and she sides with Peter, who believes that Dr. Sweet is a robot sent by the government, and their delusions continue to devolve to the point where they blame her son's disappearance on the government as a conspiracy to bring the two of them together, and they believe that they each have bugs planted on them by the government that, when brought together, can take over the world. Anyhow, you can tell where this is going. Peter kills the doctor, and then they douse each other with gasoline and set fire to themselves and the whole room. And I suppose the bugs as well. But we never see one bug on screen as the viewer, not one. The final scene is an odd one. It shows the room undamaged by fire, still with all the foil in it, and the dead doctor there. It's very ambiguous, as is the whole movie, but I fucking love it. Okay, so let's look at some theories. Theory number 1. There are no bugs, and they're just meth addicts. Just all the drug use takes place off screen. Honestly, this feels the most accurate to me, and it's probably the one I lean towards. The behavior of both characters devolve much like drug addicts hold on reality. Everything from the hallucination of bugs to the groupthink, and how they can convince each other that untrue things are actually occurring. Perhaps the doctor is all part of the delusion. But the fact that he's shown at the end, maybe he's just like the hotel owner or a random person, just seeing what was going on with the two in the room. And they have the hallucination or the fabrication that he's Dr. Sweet. Hard to say, but this, like I said, is the one I lean towards the most. Theory 2, Peter's just nuts and he drags Agnes into madness with him. Perhaps Agnes is more distressed over the loss of her child than we are led to believe. And all it took was a little Michael Shannon craziness to push her over the edge into complete psychosis. This could be the way to go, but I still lean more towards drugs. Theory number 3, it's all true. The microscopic bugs were planted by the government and Peter's just trying to fight the good fight. I seriously doubt that's the case, but you can believe what you want to believe. The beauty of this whole story is that it's ambiguous, and much like a crime scene where detectives stumble across it and just wonder what the hell happened here, they struggle to find answers. Just like that, we're left wondering what the fuck just happened here. This movie received a 6.1 on IMDb and a 61% critics rating on Rotten Tomatoes. I give it a 7 out of 10, and I really do recommend it for a good uncomfortable watch. If for nothing else, Michael Shannon is a madman, as he usually is, but here he really shines. You can see the birth of a truly great actor. It always makes you itch a little at every tickle. It's worth your time. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for watching, guys. Again, hit that like and subscribe button. I'm still going to be doing crypto reviews, so don't worry for my crypto fans out there. I'm still giving away that one Litecoin when we hit 1,000 subscribers. But I just wanted to get into some more of these pop culture reviews. I really enjoy watching movies and film. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys soon.